Hi, could you all introduce yourselves, please?
My name is Maggie. I'm a fourth year student. I'm graduating creative business this year, hopefully, if I pass. And I'm from Bulgaria.
I'm Rosie. I'm also a fourth year student, also hopefully graduating in this month, and I'm from the Caribbean, and also I'm the fun one of the group.
I'm Fabienne. I'm also a fourth year student, also creative business, and I'm from the Netherlands.
Okay, well, I'm Emily, but I'm an employee at Creative Lab, so I'm not going to be answering any questions, but I'll just be asking everything for that people have asked in. So the first question we had was, what do you guys do on a day-to-day basis?
Well, we make sure that we're in contact with the target audience pretty much. We do some social media, organizing posts, contacting the audience in different ways, and also brainstorm, I guess, for some new ideas, write some topics on different stuff we're interested in.
Yeah.
Nothing to add.
Okay, and how much support would an intern get at the Creative Lab?
It really depends on the person. If you're somebody that needs a bit more support or you need a little bit more guidance in terms of like help on ideas or like to learn the ropes, then that support will be given to you. But if you're also an independent student and you just want to you just want to do your stuff and like do it alone, that's also possible. Matthias, Mike, and Emily are all very flexible like that. If you need the extra help, they'll give it to you, but if you don't, then they're not going to hover either. So it really depends on the student, but it's really nice because it's kind of tailored to how that person would be and how they prefer to work, which is quite unique. You don't always get that, especially in internship positions.
Okay. Another question we had was whether there was free coffee.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
there is.
Wouldn't be doing it if there wasn't free coffee.
And milkshakes.
Hot
A lot of-
chocolates.
Yes. So that's nice.
And it's a whole event, let me tell you.
Okay, and when do the internships start?
Well, it can start twice in the year. So in the beginning of each semester, the semesters right now are beginning of the first semester starts in September and the second one starts in February. So depending on that, you can apply and you can start your internship. And also it doesn't matter if you're looking for a third year or fourth year internship. Maybe if the Creative Lab has open spots, you can apply during different periods of time, but this really depends on the situation.
Mm-hmm. And another student wanted to know what they would be working on.
Well, pretty much everything you're really interested in. Like, I think each and every one of us really worked on something that we're really passionate about. Obviously, the end goal is to reach more people that are from the target audience of the Creative Lab. So you're really trying to reach the people around within BUAS. But it's up to you how you're trying to reach them. So if you want to learn something new, you can use that to reach the people.
Yeah, one thing that Matthias, because I've been working on the website and I've been changing up the internships page, and one thing that Matthias told me that he really wanted to highlight was that students can, like, they really want to encourage passion projects so that whilst you're doing your internship, you can pick up any project that you want to do. It could be something you're interested in, it could be something you're passionate about, it could be something to do with the Creative Lab or outside of the Creative Lab. They just want to encourage you to have that freedom to try something new and to make it your own. So that's really, really nice, really helpful as well.
Yeah, and also maybe if you want to learn a new skill or something of the sort, since the Creative Lab also does host workshops or similar events where you can learn new skills, you can create such an event and you can learn the thing yourself, but also with other people that are interested in it.
Okay. And how often would the interns need to be in the office or working?
Well, this depends, right? Like,
Yeah.
it depends if you're a graduate student. So if you're doing your thesis graduation project, aka you're in fourth year, you need to be at work at least 3 times a week, and then you can do the remaining 2 times a week. You can focus on your graduate project. But if it's third year, you need to work full time. But also the Creative Lab does make sure that they follow the guidelines BUAS has for third year internships.
Okay. And what are the responsibilities that the interns have?
Everything. Well, obviously, until Emily got hired, the interns were responsible for pretty much day-to-day management, running everything from the social media accounts to the newsletter to creating content to updating the website, all that kind of stuff, contacting people about collaborations or events, all that kinds of stuff. The interns were in charge of and are still in charge of, but it's just nice now because Emily is there and she's also very experienced with the Creative Lab. So she's a great guidance for anybody who's just starting. And it sounds like a lot, you know, like newsletter, social media, content, but really it's not an overwhelming amount of things to do. It's more fun things and yeah, so it's very manageable amount of work, I'd
Yeah,
say.
but you would definitely need to be proactive, you know, like
Yes,
Yeah.
to really
absolutely.
stay on track and do have some sort of like you do need to have time management skills.
Yes, 100%.
Okay. And another student wanted to know who they would be working with when they were at the interns.
Some cool people. Well, now the Creative Lab, to begin with, shares space with another organization within BOAS, which is called Cradle. But alongside them, you'll be most likely around those people, but also Emily will be there twice a week. And other than that, you'll be in touch with Mike and Matthijs, who from time to time just stop by, but they're not always there, so you don't need to be worried like, okay, the bosses are here. I really need to like be focused on something right now, you know? It's really chill environment, right?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
really is.
Okay, and we had another student who wanted to know if there was a focus in coding or other skills involved.
No, no. You don't you don't need to know how to code. I understand like when you think website, your mind might immediately go to coding, but I'm not like well versed in coding and I've still managed to semi function on the website relatively easily. So there's no focus on coding because now we've just recently implemented an additional software into WordPress, which makes page development and editing a lot easier. So, and that requires pretty much no coding whatsoever unless you want to do it. And if you do like to code, then you can code. Nobody's telling you you can't. You can do it. So it's nice because you can really adapt the work to your skills. And like for me, for example, I could have learned but like more about coding and done it that way if I wanted to, because then yeah, that would be good for me to have a new skill, but I didn't want to do that. So you can choose. You have the freedom to choose. There's no pressure.
Okay, and another student wanted to know what your personal experiences were like at the Creative Lab.
That was so cool. I think it was a lot of fun. Like we did not really have much time in the office with like all of us together, but like for the time we did have, it was a lot of fun because We got like live demonstrations of some like new tech, which is not something mandatory you need to know how to work with for the creative lab, but it was just a fun experience also to get to know the other colleagues from the other organization. And also from time to time we do get like coffee together or tea in the afternoon. We have lunch together, and it if we had more time, I feel like we could have definitely become a little bit of a family, you know? So it was fun.
Does
So,
anyone?
yeah.
Hello?
Fab, are you there?
Oh, I think my connection is a little bit bad. So yeah, I just liked it. We had like a lot of fun, and also with Mike and Matthijs, they gave us the space to do whatever we wanted. And yeah, well, yeah, I don't have anything to add. Yeah, I liked it so much, and yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
creative was really fun. It was for me. It was really really fun. I did really enjoy myself. Mike and Matthias, I'm a big fan of them. They're very fun guys, and
Yeah.
it's very. I worked at an internship in my third year where I wasn't really around other people much. I had a lot of responsibility and very little guidance and stuff, and that was hard for me as a third year student. But this one, while also in a small organization, was just so much fun. It was everything that I expected it would be by actively choosing something smaller, because for me personally, I think that it's better suited. I really like an increased responsibility, and especially as a fourth year student, more independence and freedom to kind of explore and see what works. So that's really fun. And yeah, like I said before, I think it's really unique. Also, finding an internship in Breda that accepts international students makes it even more special. So if you're an international student and you're looking for an internship and you don't feel like moving, the Creative Lab is a fabulous, very convenient location. So big points there.
And what were some of the things that you guys learned during your internship?
Well, other than like the obviously time management, but since we're fourth year students, that's not like far from us, I guess. But also maybe how to communicate with other students, but in a little bit more formal way without like really being kind of weird, you know? And really, I don't know, I also kind of learned how to correspond with the remaining part of BUAS, because we're from creative business, so we mainly know people from creative business in terms of like organization people and like staff. So getting to know the other academies, it was also nice.
Yeah, I think for me, I learned a lot, obviously, about web design, and I never used WordPress before, really, so that was really fun, really scary. It was not easy in the beginning, but I'd say that I'm definitely coming away with a very, very useful skill. And now anybody who asks or talks about websites, I'm like, oh, I can build you one. It won't be very good, but I can
No,
build
you can do
it.
it.
Yeah.
And I also learned about making a marketing plan for the month, and how to schedule the best post for a certain day or a certain time, because it's very important to have a lot of people see your post. That's what I learned. That's the most important thing.
And you probably like with the posts as well, we really like, because we read, obviously, by in our study we take research courses, and we
Mhm.
in those research courses and in our marketing courses quite often that like the kind of content that people like to see on
Yeah,
social media
also, yeah.
But
Yeah.
through our posts, we really saw what our audience preferred, which was video content and visual content over written content. So
Yeah.
it was interesting to have like learned the theory about that and learned that it was a thing in class. But by us actually executing it, we actually realized like, oh yeah, they're right. That's so true.
Yeah,
So
and
that was
also
really interesting.
learn how to get to know your audience better.
Yeah.
Okay, and the final question we had from a student was, how do I apply for an internship?
Well, you can go on a website for one. You can also directly send an email to the Creative Labs email account. And maybe you can also, like, if you have more questions, or if you just want to ask how to apply, you can also contact the Creative Lab through the social medias as well, I guess. Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much, guys. I appreciate this. And if anyone else has any other questions, then please ask them now.
And also feel free to like ask us later on, or like just contact the Creative Lab whenever you have questions.